Across the country, higher education institutions are grappling with aging facilities. Between shifting enrollment numbers, changing student needs, and new modes of working and learning, existing building stock is not always able to meet the demands of today's institutions. In this video, we're going to look at some opportunities and considerations for campuses with aging facilities. Hi, I'm Josh Reckemer and I'm an architect here at Newman Munson. Higher education institutions are in a unique position. Campus leaders must oversee a large amount of built space, balancing the shifting needs of departments and groups, adapting to new modes of teaching and research, and planning carefully for new construction. In our experience, improving aging facilities requires both strategic and long-term planning. Today we'll discuss the opportunities and challenges aging facilities present and outline some key considerations in the process of planning campus improvements. In the building sector, it's more and more often said that the most sustainable building is the one that is already built. Reusing an existing building offers a chance to cut carbon emissions when factoring in costs and impact of demolition relative to new construction. Buildings account for nearly 40% of greenhouse gases, with materials and construction adding another 11%. You're likely increasingly hearing the term embodied carbon. Embodied carbon is the term used to describe the greenhouse gas emissions associated with materials and construction processes. Reusing an existing building is the top way to slash emissions, cutting demand for new materials and waste. Campuses can play a big role in this realm by leveraging the assets of their quality historic buildings where it is feasible. Of course, this requires careful study, analysis, and planning. Adaptive reuse, like the Market One project in Des Moines, extends new life to historic structures, transforming them for more modern uses, cutting operational carbon, and aligning with today's green standards. Reusing an existing building is the top way to slash emissions, cutting demand for new materials and waste. College campuses across the U.S. contribute to our architectural heritage. Some campuses have evolved over centuries, while others were developed and planned in more recent years, post-World War II era, for example. A campus is the embodiment of how an institution presents itself to the world, representing its identity. Older facilities are integral to this identity, showcasing values and history while representing progress and growth of an institution over time. When dealing with aging facilities, it's crucial to acknowledge their significance and the memories they hold for students, alumni, and the public. Reusing existing buildings preserves a certain connection to the university community and contributes towards the unique sense of place that each campus represents. Pursuing a renovation and adaptive reuse can prove to save money. Going down this path can be cheaper than building from scratch when you consider the costs and phasing or acquisition for a new site versus taking the advantage of the existing infrastructure already in place on a completed building. Also, reuse of a building may prove to be less disruptive to campus if construction can be sped up and where the exterior mess on site can be minimized. It's important to remember that each building and project is unique with their own challenges, pros, and cons. Using existing buildings can come with risks, like unexpected issues uncovered when tearing away old work or code challenges. In other words, meeting modern standards. These need to be considered when deciding if a project makes sense financially. The point here is to weigh all considerations and give appropriate weight when cost-benefit for a project is being considered. Many aging higher ed facilities were designed around traditional teaching methods, with classrooms featuring rows of desks facing the front. However, educational approaches have evolved towards more experiential and collaborative learning, driven by technological advancements. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated these changes, prompting a shift to hybrid learning and work models, prompting a need to reassess older facilities' suitability. While disruptive to say the least, the pandemic presented an opportunity to evaluate space utilization and to consider how learning environments might be imagined to be more flexible and dynamic. New construction isn't always necessary. Thoughtful refurbishment of existing spaces can align with evolving teaching practices and technological advancements, enabling universities to adapt and to thrive. Addressing aging facilities is a significant task. With numerous buildings to manage, higher education institutions are tasked with planning both strategically and for long-term improvements. A long-term plan allows for budgeting, prioritization, and phasing of projects. Architects play a crucial role in this planning process, evaluating buildings, studying potential opportunities, and providing expertise in both building design and renovation. It's important that your design partners listen closely, respect the institution's history, and contribute to its future direction. Doing so ensures a more comprehensive understanding of campus needs while balancing competing priorities. All of this helps institutions to make challenging yet informed decisions. Campus strategic planning starts by engaging stakeholders, conducting workshops, and setting goals. Your architect should grasp current challenges, occupants' needs, and long-term goals. They'll also need to grasp your sustainability objectives, understand campus infrastructure and systems, and engage the team around responsible energy use. Following stakeholder engagement, your architect is typically in research or assessment mode, evaluating existing building stock, whether focusing on select buildings or larger parts of the campus. Evaluations cover various aspects from systems and equipment to space utilization. After evaluating your current facilities, they will review data, organize findings, and summarize key takeaways. The goal is to plan all improvements for the next 5 to 10 years. These improvements can range from minor repairs and replacements to large-scale renovations. While we're all adjusting and learning from the past few years, higher education institutions are faced with unique challenges after the pandemic. While adjusting to hybrid models of working and learning, college campuses face shifting enrollment numbers, challenging financial conditions, and the ever-present need to modernize. With a large amount of building stock to oversee, higher education institutions need to think both in the long term and strategically for maintenance and redevelopment. Following the pandemic, higher education is also emphasizing diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. Engaging a diverse group of stakeholders in the planning process is certainly a step that can help to align the built environment with these goals. Learn more by clicking the link below to read about DEI and campus planning.